Hey guys, Will Mason bringing you another episode of Demo Lab with that very ominous intro. Gotta love some Arctic Monkeys. Today we're gonna be checking out the Reverend Double Agent W, and this guitar has been super fun to play. This is not new to their lineup. It's been around since 2012-ish, but there are some updates that have happened in the last couple years, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we go through. Now, of course, as always, we're bringing you high quality audio, so make sure you have your headphones on. Please listen with headphones because Philip in there in the control room is working really hard to make sure that it sounds good. So today we're playing through this orange amp. This is the AD30 Head, which we have an in-depth demo of as well, if you want to check that out. And we're just going to be staying on channel 1 to demo the guitar. And we're playing through the 212 vertical cabinet, and we're miking it with an SM57 and a 421, going into some API preamps into Pro Tools. For all of you gearheads out there wanting to know what our signal chain is, that's it. And minimal processing, just so you can hear exactly what this thing actually sounds like with no, processing afterwards. So to give you a little bit of background and some information on the features of this guitar, we're gonna start over at the headstock, of course. And we're going to talk about some of the features that are common to most Reverends, and then we'll be specific about the nuts and bolts of this guitar. I'm a huge fan, if you can't tell already. I love this thing, and so I'm a little excited today. So we're going to start over here with the tuners. These are pin locking tuners. They make changing the strings super easy. And this is going to be a theme throughout the video. Reverend does really understand you, their customer. They understand musicians who are touring and what sort of features would really make a difference out there on the road. Pin locking tuners being one of those, super easy to change your strings. Then we also have a high quality synthetic bone nut that's gonna last forever and make it really durable. We got a 3-string string tree, which is always fun to say. And of course the Reverend headstock with this little extra curve to it. It's really iconic and starting to sort of be recognizable in the Reverend family. Now the neck of this guitar is a flame roasted maple, and this is something they've started adding to their lineup a couple years ago, and I'm a big fan. Maple is a great wood for necks, but as we know, when it gets to be winter and we have the heat on, or if we're touring and we're going in and out of different climate zones, it can be problematic, and you may have frets that start sticking out, or you may have some issues with warping, that kind of thing. So Reverend came up with the solution, which is the flame roasted neck. Now, I'm sure they didn't pioneer this, but they have brought it into most of their guitars now, and it is definitely an upgrade. What that does, they roast the maple in a kiln or in an oven, and it draws out some of the moisture content and the sugar content, and it just stabilizes the material so that you're not going to have those same issues. It's going to last longer, and it's going to require less maintenance, which we're all fans of as guitar players. We've got jumbo frets. The neck just feels great. It's a very flat satin finish, very comfortable to play, fast up and down the neck. And then as we travel down, I'm actually going to flip it over so you can see the back. This particular model is called Medieval Red, and that is new in 2020. But you can see how that looks with that roasted maple neck is beautiful. And then here at the bolt plate, we have 6 bolts instead of your typical 4, giving you a little bit of a firmer connection, translates into more sustain and durability. And then we've got the back plate. Inside of here, we'll talk about it a little bit later and I'll show you what it does, but we have the Veraclaw system, which is part of that Wilkinson tremolo setup. And that's it for the back. As we kind of transition towards the front, we have this little binding that just separates the red sides from the red top, gives it a little bit of a pop, and it matches nicely with that perloid pick guard, which I think the design of that is just super cool. It's very retro, very kind of mid-century modern, just got run over with a classic car, and this is what happened. So I'm a big fan of the style of all Reverend guitars. They do a great job on their design work. Now, what makes this thing really cool is the pickups. In terms of the sound, you're going to get a couple of different flavors out of this. And that's why it's called the Double Agent, because we have a P90 pickup in the neck position, and we have this PAF pickup here in the bridge. And so you can cover a lot of ground with one axe. And so the P90, of course, is going to sound like your standard issue classic P90 tone, and then the PAF sounds like a humbucker in the bridge. Now, Joe Naylor does an awesome job of winding these pickups, and they sound even better and a little bit more modern than their original counterparts. This is the front of that Wilkinson tremolo that we mentioned earlier. And the cool thing about the Vericlaw is that you can really dial in how much tension you have on those springs. So you can set it to feel exactly like you want it to feel. And this thing will do dive bombs. I'm not much of a dive bomb fan myself, but if you're into that kind of thing, it absolutely will do it. It's got a full range fulcrum, so it can do that sort of thing. Then we have, of course, volume and tone. So the bass contour knob is the secret sauce for Reverend. This thing is awesome. So you have, of course, tone, which adjusts the treble, but then the bass contour knob adjusts, guess what? That's right, the bass. So this is something that once you have it on your guitar, you're going to wonder, why isn't this on every guitar out there? Because of course I want to be able to change my tone right here at the guitar and not have to run back and forth to the amp. And so this is a passive bass roll-off, and it really revoices the pickups as you blend it in and out, and you can get some really cool tones just without even switching pickups. So we've got two totally different flavors of pickup, plus the bass contour knob, and a 3-position selector switch. So all sorts of combinations and possibilities to get you the tone that you're looking for, and to get you introduced to some tones that you haven't even thought about before. So big fan of this, and that's it for the description. I'm gonna shut up and play some now. And we're gonna start off on the neck pickup and give you some sounds there. Now, I'm using a couple of pedals today, and the first one is the Ridges by 323 Effects. Now, this is actually a local pedal builder here in Birmingham, Alabama, and this is a cool reverb pedal. I'm just gonna be using the Hall setting today, just to give it a little bit of space and ambience to the sound. And then I'm also gonna be using the Terminal Earthquaker Devices Fuzz Pedal. Now, this is actually for you guys. We actually had someone who requested that when I'm demoing the bass knob that I use a fuzz pedal, because the fuzz interacts really cool with that bass contour knob. So thanks for the tip. We're gonna test it out and see what it does. All right, so I'm gonna start off on the neck position with volume and tone and bass all the way up. I'm gonna clean up the amp just a little bit to give us an idea of what it sounds like clean, and we're gonna go through some of these different sounds. So right there, as you can see, all I'm doing is messing with that bass contour knob, and it pulls out a lot of that low frequency content. And what it leaves behind is a really interesting sort of sonic signature. You're still on a P90, you're still gonna have that P90 sort of spanky thing going on, but we're gonna be pulling out the low frequency and leave behind a little bit janglier, thinner sounding high end. So give you an idea of what that sounds like with some more strummy stuff here in a sec. So it's definitely really responsive. It makes a big change to the tone of the guitar, which I love. I'm a big fan of things that when you move them, they actually do something. We've all had those pedals and guitars and stuff that you're sitting there tweaking a knob and you're like, I can't even tell the difference. The bass contour knob is not one of those. All right, so let me switch to the middle position and play some more for you there. So you can start to hear, as we're introducing that bridge pickup into the mix, that you're getting a little bit more of that upper mid-range snarl coming back from the bridge pickup. And speaking of the bridge, let's go all the way there now and hear what that sounds like. You can tell that it has a higher output already because the amp is breaking up more and I haven't touched it. So we're getting a little bit into that grittier, dirtier territory on the amp just by switching to that bridge pickup. So that is actually really cool, the way that the bass contour knob interacts with the fuzz pedal. Just by pulling out some of that low frequency stuff, the pedal is just responding to that, and it's able to just kind of create a totally different tone. So really cool. Thanks for the tip. Definitely had not really checked that out before. So appreciate it. Yeah, man, I love this thing. Sounds really great, covers a lot of different ground. So whether you're playing country, if you're playing rock, if you're playing modern, if you're playing classic rock, whatever it is, this guitar would be a great addition to your guitar arsenal. I just really made that up. I'm sure somebody else has come up with that before. But listen, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us. If you think about it and if you enjoyed the show, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. We're putting stuff out all the time, and we'd love to hear from you too. So if you have a request for something to be demoed, drop us a comment in the section below. Let us know what you think about this. We have a ton of Reverend fans on our page all the time, so meet somebody and talk to them about it. If you're in Birmingham, you've got to get in the store and get your hands on this. I say it all the time. You can see it and you can hear it on YouTube, but there is no replacement for actually feeling this guitar. It's Carina wood body, it's lightweight, it has the feel of that neck is fantastic, and you're just not gonna get that through the video. So make sure that you stop by, get your hands on one and check it out. And now if you're not in Birmingham, you can always shop with us. And if you're thinking about buying a Reverend, please consider buying from us. We'd love to hook you up with one of these fine instruments and ship it to you wherever you live in the United States of America for free. So hit us up at our website at masonmusic.com. We have this guitar in stock right now as of the filming of this video, and we have access to other colors and other models as well. So if you're looking to buy something, drop us a line and we'd love to send something your way. That's it for now. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, I am Will Mason from the Demo Lab. Rock on.